All right, Shalom to the elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Rawchaa. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, name in the Heavenly Father, who everybody ignorantly calls God, his true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is the Lashwan Qadash, which is in the Lashwan Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel, everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, who was slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon the Great, and the other wicked Israelites that are scattered across the four corners of the earth that will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men. The Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Let us all to this truth. been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness and wrath, to also part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities, his judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5. It is not slight. 2 Peter 3:9 unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. Shalom, now you should say believers to tune in on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Atham. We're going to get into a lesson, through the Spirit. And the title is, There Are Hidden Signs That the Lord is with you everywhere you go. And that is for, the hopeful elect. He always shows us that places that he puts us indefinitely is part of our path, to understanding the methods of making it out of here, and I want to go over just, it's a small testimony, not nothing that's, it's something that was hidden. It's these signs, and sometimes it's through ways that, you wouldn't expect. And, this, I had this job working at this one restaurant, and things in the spirit there were kind of holding me back from really getting to a level of achieving certain things that I wanted to achieve. To be more supportive to the brotherhood, be more supportive to Zaquan, brothers around me. And one day I remember hearing Preacher R go into that. He prayed the Lord for more responsibility. And since then, things have definitely ramped up in my life since I've been praying for the Lord to do that. And so I got this new job, and it's like this little brunch place, and it's cool, man. Like, it's like real chefs in there, and they're teaching us, how to do things. Like, I thought I knew how to cook until I got in there, really. And it's definitely exciting because now I have the opportunity, to be able to share a small testimony of, like, when things is looking rough for you, Jake, the Lord is with us, and sometimes it don't look like it, but we're going to go into ways to show you how he's with you. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock, as I was saying. So I go to this new job and stuff. I'm over here doing all this work, and somebody happened to pass by, and they had and we know tattoos is going off, but a lot of people have a zeal in the Most High, but not yet according to knowledge. And this was like the last person I would think to have this on them, And I knew, like, maybe we know we're not supposed to have tats, but it was a sign when I seen it, because on they forearm was tatted Genesis 28:15. So I want to go into that and go into them precepts, okay, to show you that some of the people that you would least expect, man, the Lord makes them do certain things just to be hidden signs for you to know that the Lord is there with you wherever you at. So I want to get into this, and we're going to start at verse 1. And this is really the last person I would think will have something like this, because this is it's not deep, but it is deep, that scripture, So we're going to go into it. Genesis chapter 28, verse 1. The title of this section is Jacob is sent away. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto them, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. And Canaan is the so-called Africans. Okay. So in that time, he was like, don't deal with them. Okay. But we know in this time, it ain't nothing wrong with, dealing with women of other nations, But there are particular times the Lord will come to you and say, don't deal with them right now. I want you to do something else. And Jake, you got to be, You got to be ready for that time. Whenever you hear the elders and apostles, sometimes they say it's okay to do something, but later on you'd be like, don't do that. Even though it is something lawful, it might not be expedient at the time because the Lord is about to do something, and you're not going to be able to facilitate that to the highest extent with whatever he's telling you not to do in the way. Verse 2, arise, go to Pandanaram, the house of Bethel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Lebanon, of Laban, thy father's brother, right? He said, you can go do this, but don't be going over there messing with them women of Canaan, right? This isn't the point, but we're just going into some history of Israel. Verse 3, and the Most High Almighty, talking about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, bless thee and make thee fruitful and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people. Verse 4, and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee and to thy seed with thee, right? And when you go into that word seed, it's talking about offspring. You know, it's a lineage, a seed line. And you got particular people out here, they think they know what this is talking about, but the majority of people don't. But there might be some people that actually do. They just don't say so. Because, you know how, people of the world are, when they tat something on them, that means that it's something significant. And for the person that I've seen with this tat on, it's like, how do you know, like, what else have you read then? You know what I mean? It ain't no telling, man. It ain't no telling what the Lord got these people out here doing, man. Just to show you signs. Sometimes people do stuff around you just to show you something, and it don't even got nothing to do with them, because he controls all the bodies. So that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which the Most High gave unto Abraham, right? And that's how we are across the four corners of the earth. We're strangers. Don't nobody think that we kings and priests, you know? Nobody thinks that we're that. That's what makes us strangers, because everybody looking at us like we just regular jakes. And, you're going to find out. This was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his seed. That's why we're speaking the prophecy every day. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and right, and went to Pandanaram unto Laban, son of Bethuel of the Syrian, brother of Rebekah, Jacob and Esau's mother. This is all dealing with Israelites. Okay. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob, he sent him away to Pandanaram to take him a wife from thence, and that he blessed him. He gave him a charge, saying, thou shalt not take the wife of the daughters of Canaan. And Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Pandanaram. And what did Esau do? And Esau, seeing that the daughter of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had, Mahalath, and the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife. And Ishmael is the so-called Arabians. Okay, those are the Ishmaelites. That's why you even see today that they have a pact against Israel. Okay, they made a covenant when you got married. You made a covenant with those people. You made an agreement with them people. Okay, who own all your 7-Elevens, right? Esau got the motherfucker set up on every block. You know what I mean? And even in the time of the Maccabees, the so-called Arabians was helping Esau even when they was fighting the Maccabees brothers. All right, So Jacob's dream. Okay. So this person that I seen, I don't want to make it like, personal. That's why I'm not pointing out like if it's a woman or a man, because this is part of a sign that I seen, going through my own trials. So Jacob's dream, right? So this person had Jacob's dream tatted on their arm. Okay, verse 15. And that's deep, because that's what's going on right now. Verse 10, and Jacob went out from Beersheba, and how you really say Jacob in the Lashon Qadash is Yahawah. Okay, that's how you really say that. So, and Yahawah went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran, and lighted upon a certain place, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set, and he took off the stones of that place, and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place to sleep. Right? So he set up a little spot so he can pass out. Verse 12, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it, to do what? The bidding of the Lord. You know? And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, thy power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Abraham, thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land wherein thou liest, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed. Right? That was when we was over there in the land of Israel. We was over there in the East, in the Middle East. And we wasn't necessarily in the land of Israel, you know, at this time, you know, but that's what he was saying. Ultimately, we were going to receive. But at that time, we were looked at as what? Strangers. But he promised us that we was going to get this, you know, as a seed line, as a group of the people, you know. Verse 14, and thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. The four corners of the earth. That's the four corners of the earth. North, south, east, west. That's when they talk about the four corners of the earth. And you got Jake out here talking about that shows that the earth is flat. Nah. Okay. Just like me and the elder always go on over time and time. Nobody likes no flat ass, no flat basketball, no flat line, which means that death, you know, flat soda. And we know we don't drink soda because it's you know, not good for us, but it's just making a point. Flat tire, you know, it's round ass heads everywhere. The earth ain't flat. And in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed, right? How they're going to be blessed? Because we're going to be ruling. That doesn't mean that they're going to be immortal with us. That just means that we're going to be ruling righteously. And so if they follow and obey all the commandments and to the best of their abilities, because we know they ain't going to follow them all, but if they follow them to the best of their abilities, they will be blessed. They'll be taken care of. And it's going to be easy for them to follow the laws because there ain't going to be no wickedness nowhere. And nobody's not going to know what war is. It's going to be easy for them to get right. Verse 15, this is what was on this person's arm. And behold, I am with thee. I will keep thee in all places whither thou goest. And the first day I came to this job, that's the first thing I seen. You know? So I knew that was like the Lord saying this, you know, and not just to me, to all of Israel. It ain't just, you know, it ain't about me. This is about us being witnesses to Yahweh, Yahawashi together, you know. So I will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and I will bring thee again into this land, talking about the land of Israel. This is the dream that he's having. For I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. And the person that I seen this, like, they don't look like they know what that's talking about, you know, but they might. You know, they might be an Israelite too and not even saying it, you know, but you never know. Verse 16, and Jacob, Yahawah, awaked out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not, you know, and that's how we are today in the earth. We be going around and, you know, you got the majority of our people, they really don't know the Lord is with us everywhere we go. And he's sending us signs and warnings, you know, all throughout the four corners of the earth. And it be in places where you really don't expect it. It's just like on the Matrix, you know how, you know, of course I got the little Matrix headband or whatever. That's just kind of like my little, you know, my little thing. I like the Matrix. And they told him to follow the white rabbit, and it took him somewhere, right? She had it tatted on her or whatever, you know. The Lord be doing that in real life too, because this is the Matrix. The word Matrix is in the scriptures 5 times, and it means the wound. Okay. So I want to point out something else as we go down to this. You know, that's just part of the little testimony that I had. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. And usually when we do see stuff like this, a lot of times, a lot of these people that we see it on, they really the enemy, you know? So this is why a lot of times, Jake, when you do go places, you know, Esau, even the so-called white man and people around you be cool with you. Because why? Because he's placing you there. So he's going to make sure when he places you somewhere, everybody going to be cool with you to an extent, you know, and you're going to have adversity and persecution and whatnot. But, you know, it's going to be in a sense of like, you know, it's the Lord testing you. It said justice and judgment is the habitation of his throne. So everything around you is the Lord testing you. Especially brothers around you. It's testing you, you know. So you got to really like see what the Lord's doing with them. Because that's the message he's trying to deliver to you is through others, you know. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. You know, these are simple scriptures to the hopeful elect. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, when you go places and whatnot, a lot of people really will get at you, you know, but the Lord makes them where they don't. But that is just the first process of it. You know, that's the part of the test. He makes it to where, you know, you have to apply this, okay, when you do go around these people, because they're going to have little signs, because the majority of them know your spirit. Like before you, because that's the one thing about the heathens. It says they wonder whose names is not written in the book. So when you come around, they've already scoped you out. The small hats, everything, before you even get a job. Before you even get message, whatever. Small hats, Amalek, the first sentence of Esau, the Rawchaa and them, they done scoped you out. That's why Jake be like, he get out of jail or something or whatever, out of whatever situation, he'd be like, damn, I need a job. And then somehow you just get a job and shit with all the situations that you got it, but it ain't what you need. Like it's just, you be barely making enough to pay their ass. That's them doing that. Okay. And it's the Lord making them do it to test you. They ain't even in no control. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It reads, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Matthew 10:16, right? I want to read this in GNT, which is the Good News translation. So once you get there, he's first going to make them where they cool with you, because he's going to see if you can apply this. Okay? And it says, Matthew 10:16, it said, coming persecutions. Okay, that's what section it's under. So while you're getting ready to get under persecution, first he's going to let you get settled. First he's going to let you get there and get established. Then he's going to have people start coming after you. Okay? That's all the Lord doing that, you know? So that's how we know he's with us, because he's setting us up to go through this stuff, these trials. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Listen, in the GNT, I am sending you out just like a sheep to a pack of wolves. So when you get a job, Jake, you get something going on, you get around people, even if it's not a job, it'd be random, it'd be people that you know, that you could consider as your friends or whatever, you know, or whatever. Every Jake has a different situation. That's the Lord sending you out there. And he makes it to where you got to go. Why? Because Jake got to survive out here. We got to go get jobs and shit and work. So he sends us to a pack of wolves, and it be all the Lord trying you. It says you must be cautious as snakes. What is a snake like? It sees something about to step on it, it gets out of the way. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like, you know, and I like this breakdown of it, because it shows like it's not really like trying to be like, you know, in a sense of where you're you know, like trying to play somebody. It's like you're being careful because everything revolves around you. If you're the elect, everything around exists because of your ass, because you made the planet. Okay, we're talking about the men. You made everything around you. This is our doing of our own doing. So everything around us is literally us. We own all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mindset that the elders and apostles, have captivated in our minds. So you got to envision this stuff when you're going out there, And it says, be cautious as snakes and gentle as doves, which is what? When they do try to flare you up, they do try to get you to speak in certain ways to where they can, catch you up and get you into where you're getting judged by the Most High. You got to just leave it. You know what I mean? You got to just leave it there, And that's why we tell Jake, like, you really got to watch what you're doing, man. And everything that happens to you is the Lord doing it. It ain't just some random stuff that people are saying to you. The Lord is giving you specific instructions through other people. And sometimes it be people that you wouldn't even think it would be. So that's what we got to be mindful of as we maneuver in the earth. This is Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 15, verse 3. This is what we aiming for. And it reads, for to know thee is perfect righteousness. How do we know the Lord? Because we know everything breathing is him. Everything around us. That's why we have fear of the Lord, because we know everything around us is literally a construct that's been set up for your matrix, your shit. He literally set that up, to test you to see if you can do what? Know his power, right? For to know thee is perfect righteousness, not being following the laws perfectly. Knowing the Lord is perfect righteousness. That's why you got elders and apostles always talking about these other camps, talking about the law, the law, the law. It ain't the law that's going to justify us. It's knowing that the Lord is about duality. He's about wickedness and righteousness. Both. He puts both out in the earth. So whoever around us is talking to us, that is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi talking to you. That's what we're saying. That's how much fear we got to have of the Lord. Anything that we come in contact with is him. We have to be smart, because every angel is reporting back about us. If you're of those elect men, they come back talking about you, because you're the last thing they want to run shit in this motherfucker. That's how the Lord programmed them. To know thy power is the root of immortality. Okay? That is the root. That is the bottom of his immortality. Knowing, to know him. How do you know him? By being careful what you say to everybody and what you do to everybody. And we all mess up. But it's just something that we got to get better at. We got to all tighten up on, myself included. That's why I do lessons like this, because even when I finish a lesson, a lot of the times I'll go listen to myself and I'll look at it like I'm not even that. That's not even me. That's the Lord talking to me through me, because he controlled me too. I'm not talking when I'm doing these lessons. It's the Lord. And when I'm off these lessons, I'm listening to the Lord use me. And I got to make sure that I'm doing what he said to do through me and everybody else, whoever told me what to do, in a righteous sense, of course. We ain't going to just do something if you telling us to do something wicked. That's why I said be wise as serpents, or be as careful. Be careful, because the Lord sometimes is going to send what? Wicked angels to test you, just like he did Job. This is Barak, chapter 25, verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men. The unity of brethren, right? That's one way the Lord, is beautified, through the unity of brethren. But, people got to understand that unity of brethren is a very serious aspect. It's something that has to do more than just, us reading scriptures together. It gets deeper than that. It gets deeper than that as you go along. You really get a tie with certain brothers, because those are the brothers that you built the earth with at the beginning. That's what we want to be. We want to be them. The love of neighbors, which talking about your fellow brethren across four corners of the earth. A man and a wife that agree together. So that is why the elders and apostles today are saying, be careful which women you're dealing with. You can deal with a woman that's a heathen, but she will never agree with you on this truth. Okay? Not in this time, man. I don't believe so. And it says if you got one and she's pleased to be with you, stay with her. But the Lord is separating everybody right now from the elect. So if you're the elect, there ain't no way you just gonna stay with a woman that's not in the truth. And maybe she gets saved just off you. That can happen too. But just according to the scriptures, this is why the Lord said, don't look for no wife, because a lot of women is not going to agree with you. And that's why you see why we're so stern on that. Like, if we got a woman, if you don't agree with us, we're going to let you go, because we're trying to make sure that we match up with the three things that the Lord was beautified by, what he beauties and what he sees as beauty. That's what we try to match up with, So that's why we be really real stern and real careful who we deal with, women wise, because if you in the truth and they not in the truth, even if y'all don't say y'all don't agree on things, it's not agreed. So it's just something to be careful about as you maneuver in the earth, dealing with particular things, because you're gonna catch hell dealing with women, even ones that agree with you. You gotta tame them. It said the Lord made everybody, everything on the earth fear men. Just right now, Esau, even the so-called white man, is the one that they fear because he has all the weapons. But the Lord's going to turn us into the weapons. Rawchaa. Once he do that, then you're going to fear us. You're going to be none of that bullshit. Going to be none of that talking back. Sirach, chapter 29, verse 7. Many therefore have refused to lend for other men's ill dealing, fearing to be defrauded. So at the same time, Jake's trying to be circumspect and be careful. There are certain people the Lord put in your life, like I was saying the other day, and really he sent them in your life and put you around them because he wanted you to help them some way, But we all, as Jake, we done got screwed over so many damn times. That's hard for us sometimes. And it said, many therefore has refused. And what did it say? Don't follow a multitude to do evil. So a lot of people have refused to lend for other men's, because the other men be doing shit or whatever. But don't let that stop you from trying to, put yourself out there, Jake. That's all I'm saying. Don't let it stop you from trying to, look out for somebody. Because a lot of people be like, oh, I don't want to fuck with them. And I remember one of the elders, I can't remember which one because it was a long time ago, but he said, don't let this world make you bitter, man. Don't make it to where, you just don't help out, particular your neighbors in your life, just because you've been done wrong. Keep that good spirit about you. Keep that good spirit of trying to really help Jake. Because let's say you help a Jake. Let's say you half-ass help a Jake. Let's say you half-ass help somebody and his ass own universes, because that's who some of these men are on the ground. These 144,000 leg men, you half-ass help them. What do you think the Lord gonna do to you? So that's why when you do help, make sure you do it with your full heart, like your full intentions, and try to really make that happen. And that's me telling myself that. That's why I'm out here trying to bust my ass harder. Do more shit. It's time to give it, just like the Chicago camp with Elder Malcolm, and they were saying it's time to give our all to the Lord. You had the brother holding up his medals, doing all that Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu. Not everybody's brother's gonna be a fighter or whatever, but it's just a way to show you that whatever the Lord gave you to do it with your all, man. This our last shot. And the Passover's coming up. The Pesach is coming up. If you're gonna be busting your ass at any point, be right now. You know, and after, because this might be our last chance to show the Lord that, you know, we believe that we those men. You know, verse 8. Yet have thou patience with a man in poor estate, and that's in physically and spiritually. And this is something that some brothers got to work on more than others. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that, you know, sometimes I have trouble with too, because when I came in the truth, I didn't get no patience. It was, you gonna get right, Jake, or your ass gonna die out here. You gonna figure out how to get right, or you gonna be through. That's what I got taught when I got in the truth. And I was at a poor state, physically and spiritually. Okay, I was living in somebody's fucking closet. Okay, so I know what this means, you know, to not get this, you know, and have to strive, you know, without nobody really, you know, helping me. And the Lord does that to do what? Strengthen you. The strengthen, when it talks about strengthening our brethren, it's not the same type of strengthening as the world thinks. It's a different type of strengthening. You know, it's through tough times. You know, the brother, it was one brother. He did give me some spiritual words when I really was going through some shit. It was GMS Classic Kings. And he went into this thing talking about some this lesson talking about hard men make easy times, soft men make hard times, and we don't want to be around no men that's you know, got a soft spirit. And neither would you. You know, if you was a man of the Lord, you want to be around those soft ass Jakes. Not right now. It's going to be dead bodies all over the fucking place. You're going to want somebody who's not fucking playing around. So, yet thou have patience with a man in poor estate, which means like we have patience, but that doesn't mean like we can just, you know, we're going to mention stuff sometimes. And we're going to do it because the Lord told us to do it, not because we want to do it. A lot of times we want to just, you know, worry about what the fuck we want to do. But the Lord said, worry about others more than yourself. So that's why we be like, hey, this, or whatever, you know, and delay not to show him mercy. So we do show mercy too. We show mercy more than we do judgment. It'd be brothers like, even I was talking to Zaquan about it earlier today. It'd been brothers that just did some outlandish shit to get kicked out of the camp and shit, like just all the way going on. But it starts with that small shit. It starts with doing that little small shit, and then demons start taking over you, and you start doing shit you wouldn't think you was gonna do. So we try to catch it early. And Jake sometimes would be like, man, why the fuck they so hard on me? You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you, it's for your good. You know, it's really to get you ready, because you about to deal with that same situation with somebody under you, and they're going to do some outlandish shit. And if you don't show them mercy, and I'm not talking about like, me personally, I haven't had nobody, you know, coming like over here in GMS, Oklahoma. We ain't really had nobody coming here doing no outlandish shit. But what we saying is that time is going to come. There's going to be certain people like that, and the Lord might want you to apply mercy to them. So we're trying to prepare ourselves right now, you know, because if whoever don't show no mercy don't get no mercy, you know. And mercy is doing what? Warning you, giving you time, you know. But sometimes that warning isn't a kind warning. Sometimes like, what the fuck is going on? You get this shit right. That's how the apostles are with us. You could go listen to the elders, man. Go listen to the elders that have been in the truth for about 15, 20 years. It'd be times brothers be getting cussed out and shit, man. Even Yahawashi cussed out the disciples. These are the same men that's back. What you think they just gonna be nice every damn time they talk to you? No. That's not how this shit works, you know? But it is a balance, you know what I'm saying? And we try to do both to the best of our abilities, you know? Help the poor for the commandment's sake, right? And turn not away because of his poverty. So, you know, in that time, you know, when you know, what I struggle with ain't nothing different than a lot of brothers, you know. But the Lord always sent somebody who did this commandment, didn't turn away from you. And, you know, the water Bahasham, the person for me was my elder. That's why I'm here with him. He came to me because the Lord told him, don't turn him away. Get over there and make sure he's getting his shit right. You know? So I try to do that for others, you know? Because if I don't do it, then I'm myself going to be a castaway, you know? Same way with, you know, any other brother coming in the truth. So I try to mention these things from time to time because these are things that slip Jake's mind whenever we are out here seeing all this judgment, out here seeing people getting thrown out of the camp and stuff, out here dealing with trespasses and people persecuting us. We always got to go back to that mercy because mercy rejoices over judgment. But there is that to get to that mercy is an austere mercy. You know what I mean? Like even with us, like the Most High put us through slavery. He said that wasn't even really as much as we deserved. And look at that kind of that was mercy on us. All the stuff we went through slavery. And that shit was not no damn game. Okay? So mercy doesn't always feel good and polite. It's an ass whooping. Okay? So the fact that, you know, we just get cussing out or whatever, just told to do something, that's showing mercy right there. And a lot of people don't see it like that. A lot of people, they get offended. And like I said, like I'm not making this like to where I'm saying somebody just around us is doing that, because everybody around us, they with trying to get right, you know. But this just was on my spirit heavy today. Shalom, Maki, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak. Shalom. Yeah, that's when the brothers come to the camp. Like I said, like, you know, this is for the Lord to, you know, sharpen each other. Because it's coming to a time where, you know, they're going to try to make us turn against each other. Because that's the one thing they know the Lord loves. Those are one of the three things that beautifies him. Us being in unity, which is what? Following them orders, you know, that he gave us, you know. So it's just something I wanted to just bring out because, you know, it's something that we need to be bringing out more frequently, because that's what's going to get us out of here, you know. So I want to go into this, you know, and show you that I went through these next three scriptures. I went through these things. These three things I went through, and that's what made me a solid brother, okay? These three things, okay? Because I was presented before the congregation, okay? I was put out there like, you got to fix this and this and this. And that's what made me see how serious it was. That's showing that brothers love you when they do that. So you know, don't think of it as like, you know, the brotherhood ain't fucking with you when they do that. I'm just saying on my own experience. I want to point this out because I haven't talked about it, you know, in a long time. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. But sometimes you can't do that because you can't tell every brother that is brother scattered across four corners of the earth and stuff. Sometimes you got to just, you know, see if he gonna get it or whatever, you know. But most of the time, this is how it was. But that's when Israel was together, we were connected. So now you ain't gonna just call every single brother and be like, "Oh, I gotta talk to you personally." No, especially now that we have the 100% truth, you know. But you know, I'm gonna make a point. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother, right? Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take it with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or more witness every word may be established, right? So something happened and you like, man, you trying to tell somebody else, you know, that's in the truth. Really, for me, it'd be my elder. We talk about it and stuff and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And we chop it up. I go report to him, this is what I'm feeling like. What do you think? And then he makes the decisions on how I need to be taking stuff forward from there, you know? That's how children are. They go to their fathers and they ask them, this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And they say, all right, well, try to take it like this, try to take it like this. That's what made me a good brother, you know, from knowing that, you know, I can't do this on my own. And Jake, you got to know that you can't do this on your own. You know, we're going to need counsel constantly, you know, to make sure we're on the right track, because Babylon fucked us young brothers up. So verse 17, And it reads, and if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it to the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and as a publican. But you see right here, this last part, sometimes you apply mercy, man. Sometimes you apply mercy. And that's why you got some people like you hear the apostles and the elders be like, man, this one dude, he just kept doing the same shit. And we kept trying to deal with him. He did all this stuff. And it was way more than just a couple times, several times. So the mercy is there. Like, and a lot of people think GMS, we just assholes and shit. We not, but we are austere. But it's because we know that, we know what it takes, to really gain that knowledge of the Lord, because it's way different experiencing scriptures and just reading them. So, especially once you get around a group of brothers, like if you finally get to a point where you go meet like 50 brothers, like it feel like a whole different, like, man, like you see how more serious it is, because you get to feel all these spirits, at once, all directed towards that cause, and it's a lot harder for you to get connected to the Heavenly Father without seeing that. As if I would say that stuff is real big spiritual boosters. It was for me, because when I first came in the truth, I was like, damn, man, I'm probably gonna die here on my own, because I when I first got to teaching and stuff, I made mistakes, and they were just like, well, you out there on your own, right? And I had to go teach by myself and do all that, and I was out there on the streets by myself. And then one of the elders one day was like, hey, man, that long wound spirit is off order. You out of order. You really fucking with us. You need to go to the camp. So they was really trying to look out. That's all we saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, it be sometimes when they be hard on you, it's really because they really trying to build you up. That's all I'm saying. This is Proverbs chapter 9 verse 8. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. See, and that's the biggest thing that brings us together. And really, when it comes down to it, it's like, it's really not even us rebuking you. It's the Lord doing it just through us. Like I said, everybody that's around you, the Lord's controlling them. And that's with me too. When I got sometimes my elder come up to me and be like, get on to this shit. It ain't even really him doing it. It's the Lord doing it. So we won't get blown up out here. So the brothers got a great point about that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's controlling everything. So that's why, like what I was saying earlier, be wise whenever people try to correct you on something, even if it does sound harsh, because that's the Lord doing that. He said he was going to chastise us, and he's going to use other people, because he can't be around us. He has to send spirits, and he's in us. He's got the Qadash, but I'm just saying, like, he ain't going to just personally pull up on us. He's going to use one of his angels that's under his command, and they're going to come do it. And he's going to see if you're going to listen to what they said. It's Luke chapter 22, verse 32. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. And that's a lot of times when the brothers do get on you or whatever. That's how it was for me. There were some brothers that were saying, like, ain't nobody going to even take me serious. But guess what? At the same time, they was probably praying for me. They was probably asking the Lord to help to take care of me, but he made them say it that way to test to see if what I wasn't no weak ass Jake, because nobody wants no weak ass Jake in Jacob's trouble, man. Nobody wants no weak ass Jake around them, man. You want strong ass men around you, men, that are not fucking playing, man, at all, and that's where we want to be before that famine of the word hits, all of us, including myself. This Luke chapter, like I said, strengthen that brethren. We're going to look up that word strengthen, because that's a different type of strengthen. That strengthen is like harden you, and there's going to be some things that you're going to have to change, that you're going to be like, later on, you're going to be like, I get why he said that, I get why he said that, because that wasn't even him saying that. That was Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi saying that. And that's how I've been trying to put in my mind lately. Like, everything that goes on in my life is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. It ain't even them. That's why the Lord said, forget them not for what they do. You know? So I think about it like, hey, man, that ain't even them. I can't even get mad at them for whatever they done. Whatever they do to me. That's the Lord doing it to me. So I got to get my shit right and make sure that when it does happen, I'll be wise. I'll be careful on how I react when it does happen. And I've made mistakes at times and reacted the wrong way in the past, you know. But this is not the time to be doing that. We're coming into the Passover. We got to get right. You know what I'm saying? Because this might be the last one. It looks like it. Just in the Greek.
Strong's G 4741. Sterizo.
Right? To make stable. Place firmly. Anything that's firmly, it like you get a post or something, they hammer that shit into the ground hard. You know, nails. They nail that shit into the wall firmly, fat, like in there. There ain't no soft way of doing that. You know, set fast, fix, to strengthen, make firm, to render constant, confirm one's mind. You know what I mean? That's what the elders did for us. That's what establish. You know, to set fast. See, set fast, right? Which also means to hold fast, but like that setting is you know, that setting is supposed to be quick. Just like when you're building a house, you take too long on that house, then you know, it's wasting time, you know. So that's why a lot of times, you know, when it comes to it, some brothers more than others, you'll have your elders get strict on you faster because they know that, you know, whatever time the Lord's telling them they in, you know. So they be trying to really set you fast because they look at it like this: it's their job to build your ass. So if you ain't built up quick, they're gonna be like, damn, what the hell I hire you for? That's how the Lord gonna be with them. That's why they be so strict on us, man. Like, get your shit right now. You know? That's why I said, you know, be subject to one another. If your elder is the bricklayer and he lay your ass and you a brick and your shit all looking crusty and fucked up and shit and just out of place, I'm talking about in the spirit, they gonna go to him. They ain't gonna even come to you. They gonna go to him. What the fuck is this? You laid this shit. That's how much. That's what I'm. You know, it's for real, man. That's how the Lord works. You're gonna go to the manager. They're supposed to be managing, and if they ain't managing, then what? They're gonna get fired. Just like when Moses didn't circumcise his child, the Lord got mad at Moses. He didn't get mad at the child. He was supposed to do that. Okay, those are examples to show us why the elders be real serious on us. And that's why you see like people, the brothers under them, we be serious like that. Because we know if we ain't laying no brick right, they going to look at us. They're going to be like, the fuck is this? We set you over here to lay bricks, you know? So it's got to be, you know, it's got to be a carefulness with us too. And you know, that's why I heard one of the elders too. He was saying like, you got, you know, he was talking to the elders. He wasn't talking to young brothers like me, but I took what he said under consideration. Everything we should take under consideration what they say, because you never know if they put you in another position to do more, you know? And he was saying that, he was saying to the elders, he was like, yeah, you got a young brother under you or whatever. Don't be all friendly with them all the time. Don't be buddy with them all the time. So they know that they can't just talk to you any kind of way. I remember that. The elders and apostles don't be playing, man. They're real serious about order, you know. Not everybody is just doing the work or whatever, or just, you know. Some people's offices is way higher than others. They're gonna go through way more affliction. So that you know, that fear's got to be there, and the fear of the Lord is different than the fear of Just like, it's like a respect fear, not like a fear like, oh, he gonna hurt me. It's like a knowing that you're gonna be a disgrace to Israel if you don't do this right. And that's the main reason why brothers come in the truth. We don't want to be a disgrace to Israel. Fuck having a crown. We don't want to be there where everybody's immortal and they looking at your ass like your ass is a disgrace to Israel. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be someone that say, yeah, he gave his whole damn life to the tabernacle, got his fucking head chopped off. Rawchaa, I don't, but if I got to, fuck it. Like, that's where I want to be, wherever the Lord put me at. And I know that's how all the other brothers feel too. It says exaltation of the afflicted, Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The spirit of the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach the good tidings unto the meek. And the meek, that means, the lowly and whatnot. We don't have sovereignty. That doesn't mean that you necessarily just broke. It just means like you don't have sovereignty. We don't have freedom. We don't have choice to do things, and we're humble because we know we're here because we sinned against the Lord, So, and that meek is also like I was saying the other day, like that service part of it is big too, just like Yahawashi washed the disciples' feet, washed the apostles' feet. That's what you're doing when you're looking out for a brother all the way. That's what you're doing. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, right? To proclaim liberty to the captives. And of course, my elder was talking to me about the early day. He was like, that help has to be administered right as well too. You got to let a brother go through his own trials, but at the same time, don't let him sink, man. Don't let your brother sink, man. You start seeing him sinking, go get his ass, man. And they said that even about on the Sabbath. They said, would you not go get that sheep? Did he really sinking? You really see him out there? Go get his ass. And it shouldn't even, just like Elder Maka'Allah said from the LA camp, it shouldn't even be asked. You're just supposed to do that shit. That's why y'all see, us young brothers like me and the other young brothers across the four corners of the earth knew coming in. We're like that because that's how they taught us to be. That's the only reason why we're here, to help aid who's been here for a minute. And also, new brothers as well. So to proclaim liberty to the captives and opening up the prison, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, right? And mainly that's talking about to these philosophies, these other doctrines, not the understanding of the Lord. We're here to break them out of that spirit, that spiritual prison they're in. Verse 2, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. And this could be the year. Apostle Paul said it himself. This could be that acceptable year of the Lord to say, I'm finna bring my judgment on these motherfuckers and get Israel out of here. So we got to give it our all. This might be our last year. And we got to think about every year like that, especially with everything going on. MOTB, just like Ox said, the fires and stuff, they making all this shit up. But even if they are making all that shit up, guess what? It's the Lord making them do it. So it's still judgment. He made it enough to where everybody was talking about it, So really, it ain't no game, even if it is a game. At the same time, he's doing that stuff because, and even if they is hiding something, they ain't hiding nothing. I look at it, they ain't hiding nothing. Okay, everything is being prepared to be on display and will be seen. Everything that is in the dark shall be brought to light. So even if they are hiding something, all they're doing is preparing it to be displayed, just like show and tell. You get all the shit ready and then you take it to class and be like, this is what I got. That's what they're doing. We're going to see if they, whatever they show and tell is going to be worth getting into the kingdom. And it won't be. Edomites finna get destroyed. So in the day, proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, right? Because we're in mourning right now, because we out here in captivity. Verse 3, to appoint to them that mourn in Zion, talking about Israel, right? Just like he said in Genesis 28, he said, I'm going to bring you back into this land of Israel, and I'm going to set you up right. You know what I'm saying? That was the dream that he got. To give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, right? This oil is the wisdom. Joy is understanding that wisdom, understanding why we are obtaining that wisdom. You know, that's the joy of this. Understanding that we came in this thing to what? Suffer, which means what? You ain't gonna have a whole lot of shit. And at the same time, not having a whole lot of shit, you're gonna give a lot of that shit up. It said it's better to give than to receive. Because many people are receiving shit. You don't want to be, when the Lord administers judgment, you want to be doing what? Giving a whole lot more than you receiving. You want to be giving out mercy, whatever the fuck you got, you want to give out. You want to be like, I don't need nothing else but the Rawchaa Qadash in this thing. That's where we want to be at. And of course, there's a balance, but it needs to be less and less, like offend less, you know, as we go through and give more. To the ones who deserve it, of course, I said, don't give to a simple man. We talking about to believers. The garment of praise. See, this is the garment of praise. This is what it looks like. You know, this is the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. And that's what brings that heaviness off of us, is us praising Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's why it's like, if you don't do a video every day, you're going to be heavy in the spirit. You're going to be feeling low. Because that's the only thing that's pulling us out of the spirit of heaviness, the garment of praise. That's what we have, the garments of praise. And at the same time, the Lord has the garments, okay, of vengeance on them, okay? We're going to read that next, that they might be called trees of righteousness. See, the Lord calls us trees, just like he said in the book of Mark. The planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified, right? Because he said, in Sirach, what did he say? 3 things I love: unity of men, you know, and the other one was, you know, one of them was a wife that agrees. Can't remember right now. I don't want to butcher it. I can't remember the second one. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up just to make sure I say it right, because I'll be thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm almost done. I got like one more precept and then we out of here. Y'all know me. I'll be here about an hour every time. Verse 3. No, that's not the one. Damn. Is this Sirach? Oh, it's Sirach 29. This is kind of stuff I was looking over earlier today. Sirach 29. Sirach 25. Yeah. This one I mentioned earlier. I just don't want to butcher it and say the wrong thing. Yeah, the unity of brethren and the love of neighbors, which is that unity. Yeah. And then, you know, a man and a wife that agree together, and ultimately that man, that wife that agree together is talking about Israel. That's the ultimate man and wife, because the wife is the nation of Israel. Okay. And we agree on one thing. We agree that we're going to put on our garments of praise, and he's going to put on his garment too. This is what his garment looks like, because he's the husband. You know, and that's how our women are supposed to be. They're supposed to have an agreement of having that garment, them garments of praise on, you know, praising his name for allowing them to be blessed to have the Lord put a spirit on a man of the Lord to deal with him, just like we are with the Heavenly Father. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 17. For he put on the righteousness as a breastplate and a helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. Right? So that zeal was a cloak for him. So he had the garments of vengeance, but at the same time, he had a cloak on him too. You know? We're going to show you what that word zeal means.
Strong's H, 7068. Kin-ah.
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 Kin-ah. And it says adore, zeal, jealousy, adore, jealousy, jealous disposition, right? And it says sexual passion, but that's not what it's talking about in this passage. Okay? It's talking about his passion for his wife, Israel. And he's pissed off because why? Everybody done had their hands on his people, man. And that's what cloaks him. That's what cloaks him to where, see, adore, enthusiasm or passion.
Ardor,
enthusiasm or passion. Okay? Ardor of anger, of men against adversaries. Right? Jealousy resulting in the wrath of the Most High. So that's what he's wearing right now. Okay? Which means what? I want to look at that word clad. I'm curious what it says. But like that's what he's wearing right now. And he has it to where like the only people that are going to understand him is Israel. Everybody else is not going to get this, man. Even if they tat it on their arm or whatever, they're not going to get this. That jealousy for his nation is literally a cloak. Like there's these people out here like everybody can get saved. Lord loves everybody. It's crazy. But it says to cover, that word clad, to cover and we'll click the button.
Strong's H 5844. Atah.
Both of these words is in the Syrian Hebrew, to cover and wrap oneself, envelop oneself, right? To cover the beard in mourning, right? So he is covered with an array of vengeance all over him. And the passion of him has it to where it's so intense. This anger that he has against these other nations and wicked Israelites is just so intense, you're not going to even see it unless he wants you to. That's how we know that the Lord's dealing with us, And like it says, like the title says, there are hidden signs that the Lord is with you everywhere you go. And part of that was even when we were in slavery and stuff back in those times. He let all that happen so he could be this pissed off. So he's coming back, man. He's coming back soon. And our number one thing is to do what? Strengthen thy brethren. If we're not doing that, there ain't no reason why the Lord wants to deal with us. So we're heavy on that, And we try our best to do it, to where it shows that we actually have passion about it. We actually want to see you get better, because if you get better, especially if you coming up under us, if you get better and you do your shit right, it's going to make us do what? Look like we did our job and we laid a brick for the Lord, just like we got laid. So Shalom to elect Israel, hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, elect of the nations, scattered across 4 corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Let us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord, teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness of Rawchaa, also part of the elect to the hopeful elect. And that's another thing, I want to mention, like, because the elders, man, they do have a lot of patience, but in that day, the days coming up, it's gonna be terrifying, man. It's gonna be terrifying how much, because the Lord is going to start lifting that patience off the elders. That's why we heard Pastor Hart saying, even if we don't say nothing to you, the Lord going to get rid of you. When he says stuff like that, that's showing that the Lord's losing patience. That's what that's doing. Especially like when you live with the elders, that be making you want to get your shit right immediately. Okay, and that's how you want to feel. Like I said, even without my absence, don't be playing around. And the Lord's like that with us, and that shows us that he loves us, because he knows how pissed off he is, and he knows how much he's about to fuck shit up. So, Lord willing us edifying to the flock, peace and blessing to the elect, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.